Welcome back. With Democrats preparing for a confirmation showdown, President Trump selected 53-year-old conservative jurist Brett Kavanaugh as his second appointment to the United States Supreme Court. If confirmed, Kavanaugh will replace longtime swing vote Anthony Kennedy and almost certainly push the high court to the right. A graduate of Yale Law School and 12-year veteran of the federal bench, Kavanaugh has argued presidents should not be distracted by criminal investigations or even questions from a special prosecutor.
My judicial philosophy is straightforward. A judge must be independent and must interpret the law, not make the law.
Hey, Paul Bettencourt, you like this guy?
This pick is already out of the park, okay? The White House says that the Senate's holding together. I know that Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski are now in favor of Kavanaugh, so this is over. In fact, McConnell is saying that he'll have Kavanaugh confirmed by October 1st, which is when the start of the Supreme Court term is. Now look, and why is it? He's got 300 opinions. He's the most documented justice appointee ever. He's as solid as the Rock of Gibraltar. And the bottom line is the only thing that the Democrats are doing now is saying, oh, he's got terrible expenses, and the expenses are for baseball tickets. I'm not making it up. That's the only thing you can say about this guy that's bad. He's a Grand Slam home run, and it's already scored a bunch of points for what the Supreme Court's going to look like in the future.
Nyanza, you're a progressive attorney, a progressive American. Does this guy worry you?
Yes. I mean, this has become a situation where the president is picking whoever will rule in his favor when there is a criminal charge against him, if he's ever indicted. He's basically picking his jurors. So that should be illegal. At the end of the day, when did it become okay to say if the president he's too busy for a criminal investigation? Well, what about if he murders somebody while he's the president? Should we go ahead and say, well, he killed this lady over here or shot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue, but we're not going to do anything about that because he's too distracted? When does the buck stop? And I'm not sure if you understand, but the Supreme Court, we're not supposed to know their opinions. Every time they hear a case, it's supposed to be first come, first served. They base it on the facts of the case at the time. That's how they set the law. They're not supposed to let you know preemptively how they would rule.
Jessica, what's the grassroots saying?
The grassroots loves this pick. Everything's coming up roses in the grassroots with this pick, let me tell you. But when you're a judge, you write opinions, and that is where these opinions are coming from.
After you get the facts.
When you're a judge, you write opinions. The bottom line here is that this is going to be one of the most easy confirmation hearings that we've seen. The Democrats are going to put up every fight, and they've already suggested that Kavanaugh should recuse himself if there's ever something that comes forward from Trump. Well, then every president, that is their job, is to nominate jurists to the Supreme Court. That would mean that Sotomayor and these other jurists would have to recuse themselves if something came up with Obama. It's the most ridiculous argument we've ever heard. Kavanaugh's solid. He's a great guy. And furthermore, he has focused on ways to give Congress more power, to let legislative authority rule as opposed to executive authority, and he has been pretty silent on social issues. So this is one that Democrats should have zero problem with.
We're already hearing the marketing campaign that this choice, whatever choice, will lead to a challenge of Roe, will lead to a challenge of gay marriage. Should the Democrats go all out and fight this fight, even if they know they're going to lose?
Well, I think right now we need Democrats with spines. They're going to stand up for the community, workers, civil rights, all the legislation that have been fought so hard for. And on top of it, I'm going to quote Trump, the system's rigged. He said he was going to pick, he was going after Roe versus Wade. He had put a big target on it. Right now he's coming in to fulfill it. It sounds like a big racket. It's heartbreaking to hear that this blind justice system, like every minority in America ever thought, is rigged, because the president just said, I can get legislation and laws to swing the way I want, and that's what he's been gunning for. Roe versus Wade is going to be attacked. If it doesn't work the first time, there'll be 6, 7, 8 attempts at it, and then it'll come back to the states. So this November, we've got to make sure we win so that we have a voice at the state level to keep things fair.
Close this out, Bob.
55-45 is my prediction. 55-44 is my prediction on the vote on this. I think he'll win easily. Right. The judge has expressed in the past his respect for settled law, for a precedent in cases. I don't think he's going in there with a mission to overturn anything. If a legitimate case comes forward and it presents itself, you know, we have overturned settled law in the past. Look at Dred Scott, a very good decision to get overturned. So I think he will do a good job for the president on this. The other thing, though, is you never know what a justice is going to do once they get on the court. You know, David Souter was appointed by a Republican president, but he's been anything
worst pick ever.
Worst pick. So you never know what somebody's going to do.
Okay, I need to let Bill King in here real quick.
Look, the guy's clearly competent and qualified to be a Supreme Court justice. You may not like his politics, but that's what elections are about. Elections have consequences. If you don't like his politics, then win an election.
And Trump won the election, and he's picking the Supreme Court justice.
Russia helped. Russia helped them.
It's over.
Putin did it.
We're going to break. New poll numbers rattle the Texas political landscape. We'll discuss whether Democrats are actually in striking distance of Republican rivals. Stick around.